Hello. When I was filming my videos for my craft fair projects several weeks ago, I made this toilet paper roll holder with mints, and one of my viewers asked if I would do a tutorial, and I apologize for this taking so long, but so this is the tutorial, okay? So this is just a piece of paper that I had, and you want to cut your paper. The width is 3.75, so I need to cut mine. That's the width of a standard toilet paper roll. So we're going to go 3.75. Okay. And then the length to wrap around it, to wrap around the toilet paper roll, the length is 6.5. So here it is if you want to take a screenshot. 3.75 wide, 6.5 inches long. Okay, these are so easy and fun to make, and every year I make these for my craft fair and they always sell out, and I sell them for $2.50. Oh, look at that, I didn't cut it wide enough. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me get another piece of paper. How did I do that? I must have just been talking and cut it wrong, huh? So let's make sure that's the right measurement. Oh, maybe I measured it wrong and that was the problem. Okay, 3.75 might be a little short. Okay, I just cut it wrong. Okay, so let me get another piece of paper. This is just a pad I had from Michael's from, it was either last year or the year before. And it's Park Lane. Or it may have come from Joann's, I can't remember. Anyway. Okay, we're going to try this again. So we're going to go 3.75. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I cut it 3.5. Okay. 3.75 wide and 6.5 in length. So I hate how this bends and it cuts it off because I can't ever tell where the 6.5 mark is. I think it's right there. I wish it was all just one piece that didn't cut it off there, but anyway, it still works. It just throws me off sometimes. Okay, so, and save your scraps because those are so good for making embellishments. Okay, I think this is the right one. Okay, good. Okay, so what I do is I take, and I just save these all year long, so by the time craft fair time comes around and I start making things, I have a big bag. And I got thinking, you know, you could put anything in these. You could put money. Wouldn't that be fun to put money? And I put the mints, but you could put any kind of candy. So anything that would fit in here. I even think if you do swaps, this would be cute to put like some cabochons and charms inside in a little baggie. That would be cute. Okay, so did you see how I taped it all the way across? Okay, and then you're just going to kind of hold it in place while you position it. Okay. And try and keep it a little bit tight if you can. And I tried one of these tape runners. I tried using one of these, and it totally came undone. So maybe if you use double-sided, that would work, but I'm just using Scotch tape. And that's a little bit long. I'm going to take off about 1/4. So maybe cut that, instead of 6.5, cut it 6.25. Or if it's longer, that's not going to matter. And I buy this clear tape. See, it looks like this. I buy this at Dollar Tree, you guys, because it's the only tape that I've found that is truly clear. You know, some of the Scotch tape, it'll say clear Scotch tape, but it's not. It's got that little film on it. I always want my tape to be clear, and so this Dollar Tree tape always is clear, and you get 2 rolls in a package, so it's a good bargain for the price, you know. Okay, and then just push it down good. Make sure you've got your tape that's going to stick. Okay. All right. Then now, there's a couple things you can do here for the cellophane. You can buy the great big roll and just cut it. And you'd want to go wider because you need your ends together. So this is a bag. I just get these bags at Daiso. This is 10. I don't know if they count it before the flap or after the flap. If you fold it down, it's about 9 inches. So I just take one of these because I hate cutting cellophane rolls. It's one of my worst things. I just take a cellophane bag and I cut it down the side, which I've already done. Then I cut the bottom, okay, and open it up. And then here's the part that has the sticky tab that you pull off. So I'm just going to cut that off. It's so hard to see where this ends right there. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything perfect, you guys. So now let me tell you my width. My width is, oh yeah, that's the 9 inches. I think 9 inches is a good width. Now, and you know, my cellophane's going to wrap around there more than once, but it doesn't matter. So as long as your cellophane wraps around this at least one time with a little bit left over to tape it, that's all you need. So you could go, you know, I would go at least 7 inches on your length, okay? So anyway, and then I just set this there, and these are the mints. I get these at Walmart, Sweet Stripes, and if you've ever had these, oh my gosh, they're so good because they're soft. I mean, they're not chewy like taffy, but they're soft. They kind of melt in your mouth when you suck on them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So I just start pushing them in here, okay? And they're going to come out the other end, which is fine. So I put a few in. Then I decide, okay, it's time to put the cellophane on now. We'll put more in there in a minute, okay? So just just kind of position this in the middle, okay? And then you want to tape it all the way across. My nose is running. I stood outside today in the cold at my stepmom's funeral. At the grave, we stood out there for about an hour and a half while they did a program, and my nose has run ever since because it was cold and windy. Okay, so see, I just rolled that around, and like I said, it went around. It probably covered it twice, but that doesn't matter. That's the fun thing about these. You don't have to be perfect because nobody's going to know when it's all said and done. The only advice I can give you as far as this part is, here's my seam. Here's my seam from the paper. Try and put your seam from the cellophane and your seam with your paper kind of close to each other so that they're on the bottom, and then that way they don't show, okay? So I tucked some in there, but now, and I don't know if you can see it, but this end has a little flap that comes down, and you could cut that off. You'd want to open it up and cut it off. I just leave it because it's not going to matter. And then just get some ribbon. You could also use yarn or string. So I just get some ribbon and cut it off. So I want to do this end right now because that way we can just fill it and not worry about it coming out the other end. So just put your ribbon down. And see, this ribbon has words. So do I want the Merry Christmas to go like this or like this? I think I'm going to have it go towards, okay? And then you want to just tie it in a real tight knot and then a bow. And you know, you don't have to get it right flush next to the toilet paper roll. Just about like that is good, okay? And then now I'm going to tie a bow. And you might prefer to have the Merry Christmas facing out instead of in, if yours has words, and that's fine. You can still see that it says Merry Christmas, no matter which direction, okay? And then I just kind of trim that off a little bit. Okay, see how cute that is? Now look, here's my bow and here's my seam. So I wasn't paying very good attention, so I'm going to turn my bow around so it goes to the front because I don't want that seam to show. But see, it's easy to do. It's easy to turn it if you forget. Okay, now I can stuff this thing tighter, okay? And just use your fingers and just stuff these down in there. You want them to kind of show on the ends so that people know what they're getting. Okay, so stuff that as tight as you can to make some come out on this end. And then the same thing on this end. Okay. And I think I can do one more. I don't know how many I put in there. I didn't count. Okay, so see, that's not going to go all the way in, but that's okay. Now I get another piece of ribbon. And I don't know how much, I just cut. Make sure if your ribbon has words that you face them both the same direction. So this is going to go towards my body because that's how the other one was. Okay, and just kind of hold it with your finger while you're tying your bow. Kind of get your ends even so you have enough to make your bow. Okay. It slides and then that gets me out of frame. Okay, so see how I may not have centered it really good because see, this end is shorter than this end, but that's okay. I can trim this off. But when you eyeball it and put it on, try and center it. Okay, I'm going to tie my knot, tie my bow now. See, I even have this yarn, which would have been really cute for the bows as well. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure those are about the same length. Okay, get rid of my garbage there. Okay, now, okay, it goes this way. I got some stickers just out of my stash. These came from Hobby Lobby, I don't know when. It wasn't this year. So you can put it like this, or you can put it sideways, or you can put it at an angle. Let's see, I think I'm going to go like this. And then you can put words, like you can do a little round circle that says, be merry, or have a minty Christmas, or minty Christmas to you, or this gift is meant to wish you Merry Christmas, or whatever. You can put whatever you want. I'm not going to put a saying on this one. Then let's see, what should we do here? We'll put a present. Yeah, I didn't grab a saying. I should have. Normally I would put a little circle that says be merry. Okay, you just make it on your computer. But so instead of putting the present here, I would put the be merry circle right here. But isn't that cute? And they're just so fun and easy to make. And then just put them in your craft fair. Like I said, I sell them for $2.50 and I sell out every single year. Okay, that's it. That's an easy tutorial. So I'm sure it's too late this year to make anything for craft fairs, but if anything, if you need some last minute gifts, you could make some of these right now and put money in there or whatever. So I hope that gave you a good idea. They're really fun to make. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. So thanks so much for watching, and please come back for more. Bye for now.